Welcome to Gojo's Bizarre Adventure. Now this is a 24 episode anime, so to keep this short, I'll bring out the holy whiteboard of knowledge to summarize this shit. So in this anime, yokais, ghosts, paranormal shit, and the whole 9 yards of horrors exist. Then there's this exorcist called Jujutsu tech who exorcise these monsters. And they aren't composed of priests and bishops like those nonsense in the church who molest children. But instead of exorcising them regularly, you know, the whole power of Christ compels you, they fight these yokais in order to exorcise them like in those action movies. Because this is a shonen anime after all, like what do you expect? Now I'll introduce you to the 4 main characters, aka the Team 7. First we have our boy Itadori Yuji, aka Naruto, aka Mizkif. But he's more tolerable to watch because he doesn't use Toknojutsu and doesn't simp on Sasuke. And the reason why I say that he's Mizkif, it's because he can go demon time. Second, we have Fushiguro Megumi, aka Sasuke but not an emo. And he's a better character than Sasuke because he doesn't simp for his brother. Third, we have Kugisaki Nobara, aka Sakura but not useless. She's a badass bitch and doesn't simp for Sasuke. And 1,000 times better than that trash useless piece of shit Sakura. And lastly, we have Gojo Satoru, aka Kakashi. He's the advisor of Team 7 and voiced by Bruno Bucciarati from Jojo. Now to the plot. Team 7 are working on a case to find this demon Sukuna. But Yuji ate one of his fingers and now his body is cursed. Kinda like Naruto and his 9 tails. And Sukuna can possess Yuji's body to give him powers. But Yuji is also in a situation where he's gonna die at any point. And Team 7 is searching for a way to save Yuji and exorcise Sukuna at the same time. So yeah, that's the premise. Now let's get into the anime. The show starts with Yuji being interrogated by Gojo in his sex dungeon. Then we see his flashback of being a good student and trying to be a great grandson for his bedridden grandpa. Now we cut to this scene where Megumi is searching for the finger dildo, where he sees some low level yokai shit that needs to be expelled. He saw Yuji throwing a shot put and was impressed with his strength, even without using a spirit power. As he runs in front of him, he noticed a demonic presence.
Demon time.
Yuji goes to the hospital to visit his grandpa, but sadly he passed away. Press F's in the chat. As he was mourning, Sasuke meets up with him and says, "Yo Naruto, I'm searching for this demonic item and I know you have it." He gives him the cursed item but the finger isn't there. My club members have the finger inside it and they're probably opening it right now to shove it up their ass. Megumi says that they're in danger and they head straight to the school, and we see them opening it like a Kinder Egg surprise. But it goes wrong and gone sexual. This yokai appears where it starts chasing them and ate the pair.
Yummy.
Meanwhile, Sasuke told Naruto to stay put because he's a reject of the Konoha village. Sasuke finds the pair where they're about to get devoured, but Naruto jumps inside the window to save the pair. Okay, how in the name of Kishimoto did he jump up to the 4th floor? I know he's athletic and all, but you gotta put some ground logic, man. I mean, he still hasn't got his powers yet, and they're now going overboard with his athletic abilities. Whatever, let's continue. He saves his cult members and retrieves the finger, but another ghost is after it and the pair got smacked. Yuji tried his best to help Megumi until the finger almost got lost and he ate it. Sukuna, voiced by Abakyo from JoJo's, possessed his body like the 9 tails. Then Sasuke was like, "In the name of the Holy Vatican Church, I hereby tell you, you Naruto must get exorcised." Kakashi shows up and starts fighting Sukuna where he showed his Sigma male aura. And after 10 seconds, Yuji was able to control his body again. Kakashi was impressed and he put him to sleep. And this is where the plot starts, where they want to remove his curse and not kill him at the same time. We cut back to reality where Kakashi explained that his body is a suitable vessel for Sukuna, and they need to find his 20 fingers because he has 4 arms, and put it inside his body in order to exorcise the demon. It would have been easier if they could just destroy his fingers, but the curse is just too strong. Yuji might die during this process, but it's for the greater good. He accepts his deal and ate the second finger where he still managed to control the curse. Kakashi took him to the ninja school to teach him how to exorcise. They meet up with Toguro here from Yu Yu Hakusho for the interview because he's the school principal. They start the Q&A where Toguro will use his teddy bears to beat the shit out of him until he gives a reasonable answer on why he'll be accepted into the school. And he says, "I wanna be here because I wanna expose the people who are in the Epstein list because Pam Bondi is doing a shitty job on redacting the files." Toguro was satisfied with his answer and welcomed him into the school.
Welcome.
Gojo takes him to his dorm and says that he's gonna be their personal GPS to locate the other fingers. And he tells the boys that they're gonna pick up Sakura to complete Team 7. They fetch Sakura and Kakashi took them to this abandoned cursed building to test Nobara and Yuji if they're really capable of exorcising mid-level ghosts. And Gojo gave Yuji this cursed grey dagger that can exterminate yokais. They head inside the building where Naruto killed the ghost, and Sakura heads to the 2nd floor to fight this mannequin ghost and exterminates it. She sees this child hiding and is suddenly used as a hostage by the ghost, but Yuji punched the wall to make a glory hole.
Yeah, boy.
And he cuts its arm to save the child. The yokai tries to escape, but Sakura puts a straw doll onto the leftover hand, and she nails the heart of the ghost using her voodoo magic, and they celebrated their first ghost busting. And we see these normal human side characters witnessing the birth of this giant fetus. And the next episode starts with the gang getting a briefing with this random Matrix agent about the mission, where they put some officials around the perimeter of the building to prevent civilian interventions. As they head in, Agent Smith puts a barrier around to prevent humans from going in and Ghost from going out. Sasuke summoned one of his wolves to track down the ghost. As they head into this room, they immediately get misdirected by the ghost. They saw this dead body where Naruto and Sasuke argued about saving it and giving it back to its family. But the ghost immediately separates Team 7 where Nobara faced these face monsters, and the pair was isolated by the S-tier ghost. Yuji tried to attack it, but it chopped off his gunning arm. Then he told Megumi to find Nobara and escape this building, so that he can go misgift Demon Time and complete this mission. He heads out to find the Minge where she was about to get caught, but he saves her just in time using his Kermit the Frog Digimon Curse monster. Okay, sorry for the interruption, but rewatching this anime for the second time really made me realize that they really perfected on how a trio character group should interact with each other. Like in Naruto, you can clearly see the little flaws on Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura's character. I mean, it's not a one-to-one comparison because the original Team 7 are composed of middle schoolers and this Jujutsu team are teenagers. But then again, Naruto had a better character synergy when he was with Neji, Rock Lee, Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba when they were trying to find Sasuke. I don't know, Team 7 is just shit because of Sakura. Okay, enough Naruto rant. Megumi escapes the building after he rescued Nobara, and he gives Yuji the signal to go Demon Time Mizkif style.
Time to go full Demon Time.
Sukuna shows up and easily pounded the ghost and retrieved one of his fingers. He asked Yuji to switch back, but Yuji didn't respond. He showed himself to Megumi and took Yuji's heart so that he'll die once he takes over his body again. They start fighting and Megumi's strategy is to buy some time until his heart regenerates. But he and his Digimons got smacked around where Sukuna already read him like a book. He stands up one last time and says, "Naruto, I know that you're a good guy and I thought that we're going to uncover the Epstein files together and that's why I don't have regrets on saving you." Yuji takes over his body again and says goodbye as he bleeds to death. Then we get a glimpse of this Akatsuki dude and his ghost friends. They talked about whether it was necessary to get rid of Sukuna's vessel or something. We cut back to Gojo in the morgue and this hot doctor shows up and performs an autopsy on Yuji's body. Meanwhile, the pair was mourning and their senpais finally showed up to help them prepare for the upcoming school tournament arc, and they'll face the other exorcism schools in Japan. We cut to Pain talking to a yokai and saying that if he wants to win this war against the exorcists, they need to immobilize Kakashi and make the Nine Tails their ally. And we cut back to Yuji's body where Sukuna and Yuji are still alive because killing him would make this anime boring. The pair talked about making a pact where Sukuna will give him a code word so that he can take over his body for 1 minute and go Demon Time like Mizkif.
It's time to go full Demon Time.
And he swears that he won't kill anyone during that period because if demons like him break a pact, there would be consequences. Then Yuji agreed where he got revived.
I'm back, bitches!
Gojo tells the hot doctor to keep Yuji's record as dead so that the globalist higher-ups won't take advantage of his powers to kill him again because he'll secretly train him to fight against the New World Order as Alex Jones said.
Yeah! Ready to defeat the globalists!
We see Pain making a deal with Volcano Head Ghost here, and he'll give him one of his special grade items to kill Gojo in return. He accepts his request and sets everyone inside the store on fire. Wow, what an asshole. These people are just trying to make ends meet, but this Volcano Head retard just ended their lives. Maybe because he's just too hot-headed. Okay, that was a good pun, alright. Anyway, then we see this training montage where Sasuke and Sakura train with Team 10. No, not the Jake Paul Team 10 with Nick Crompton.
England is my city.
And Yuji receives a special training with Gojo on how to control his chakra. As Kakashi was about to leave for his mission, he asked Naruto if he talked to Kurama when he was dead and did he ever made a deal on fixing back his heart. But Yuji can't remember what deal they made. He heads out where Volcano Head Ghost ambushed him in a 1v1. He starts spamming all of his skills on Gojo but it doesn't affect him at all. Gojo then tells him about this infinity barrier thing where he lets Volcano Head touch it.
Give your meat a good old rub.
And he starts beating the shit out of him like a sandbag. Volcano Head finally realized how strong he is and wondered where the fuck is he. And he shows up bringing Yuji to watch him fight as part of his lesson. That's fast as shit. He managed to go back and get Yuji in a span of under a minute. Max Verstappen theme song intensifies. Anyway, this worked to Volcano Head's advantage because keeping Yuji alive is part of his plan. Then Gojo triggers him by saying that he's just too weak, and that's why he'll let Yuji watch their fight. Volcano Head uses domain expansion to corner the pair, but Gojo countered it with his own domain expansion and cuts the head of Volcano Head.
Fatality.
And we see Pain and this yokai watching the fight, but Pain yeets out first because he's one of the last bosses in this anime. Gojo interrogates Volcano Head, but his demon partner shows up and uses flower vine skills to save him, and he immediately hides his presence away from Gojo. Gojo tells Yuji that he'll start to train him hand-to-hand combat for the upcoming school tournament arc. Then we cut to Pain and the cult retreating back to their summer paradise hideout by Simple Plan. And Pain was like, lol, Volcano Head here easily got cocked by Gojo. Like I told y'all, just follow the plan, because on October 32nd we'll gangbang Gojo in Shibuya. Just trust the process, Philadelphia 76er style. We jump to the next episode where the pair meets these two new senpai characters. And we finally see the Might Guy or the Rockley in this series. And he's my boy, my favorite character, Todo. And of course this hot bitch here, Mai. But we'll focus on Todo because he asks Sasuke about what type of women he likes. And if he's unsatisfied with his answer, he'll beat the shit out of him. And Todo here says the best answer of all time.
ちなみに俺はタッパとケツがでかい女がタイプです
How could you not love this man? He literally thinks the same as me when it comes to women. Plus, he's an LGBTQ plus alphabet ally because he doesn't care if Megumi likes men. So y'all retard woke people, here's a guy who'll fight for your trans rights in the Senate. And this is why I simp so hard on this man. Because he's just the goat and a giga chad at the same time. And with a little sprinkle of gayness in it. Okay, back to the show. So in order for Megumi to avoid getting ass fucked by Todo, he replied, I don't have a type for women, but I like them as long as they're not underage and not Jeffrey Epstein's type. And Todo beats the shit out of him for being too boring and not loving big tit goth milf ladies.
Boring.
Sasuke used his Digimon Frog ninjutsu, but he still gets suplex and raw dogged by Todo even without using his curse powers. But Team 10 arrives to stop the fight because the tournament arc is the main event. We cut to Kakashi talking to old man Gen Ryusai here from Bleach, and he told them that the Akatsuki clan are slowly growing their army and they need new upcoming students with potential to fight alongside him. Time skip to a month later and we see Frankenstein committing murder, where this emo kid saw him doing it and confronted him. Meanwhile, Yuji is accompanied by James Bond, aka the cooler Lloyd Forger, who is also one of my favorite characters, and the both of them are investigating this crime scene. Then we cut to the flashback of the emo kid getting bullied for being a pleb.
You fucking bitch, why you bully me?
As he watches the movie, he sees the bullies getting deformed by Frankenstein. He approached him and asked him if he'll teach him that skill. Jump to the present and we see Yuji and James Bond in the crime scene, where Yuji learned how to see curse residue, and he's on this investigation mission as part of his Kakashi training. The pair sees these yokais and starts a 2v2 fight, where Lloyd Forger explains to Yuji while fighting that his ninjutsu is all about finding the enemy's critical spot, which enhances his taijutsu. And we finally see Naruto learning how to control his Rasengan fist. He delivers a fatal blow onto the yokai, but James Bond noticed the watch on the yokai's hand. They reported back to Hot Doctor, where she performed a yokai autopsy and said that these are definitely humans and someone turned them into yokais. Alright, now let's keep digging into this rabbit hole. Meanwhile, we see the emo getting some yokai lessons on Frankenstein and says that curses like them are born through social fears because every human is afraid of something.
I'm terrified of clowns.
On the other hand, James Bond gives Yuji a mission to track down Emo Boy, where he gets accompanied by Mr. Driver. They brought this low-level yokai to stage an act where Yuji is going to act on trying to save Emo Boy. But if Emo Boy kills the yokais, then they'll immediately restrain him. Meanwhile, James Bond was fighting Frankenstein in the sewer waters while floating, Jesus style. Lloyd lands a critical hit and Frankenstein asks him, hey, what do you think came out first, the body or the soul? You know, kinda like that chicken or egg question, your mom. We cut back to Emo Boy, where his fat-ass teacher greets him and says that he didn't attend the burial of his bullies even though they're friends. He gets some Vietnam flashbacks about getting bullied and he was about to kill his fat-ass teacher using his ninjutsu, but Yuji arrives just in time to distract him and took the teacher's pants off to make him leave. Then he invites Emo Boy to have a 1v1 conversation. Back to the duel where they kept fighting, and Frankenstein is using his curse powers to take control over James Bond's body, to use him as a guinea pig. Then the clock struck 6 and Lloyd Forger went into overtime mode. Frankenstein was impressed by his hidden powers, and we see this iconic James Bond moment where Mr. Bond finished Frankenstein off.
生きていたらまた会いましょう。
Now that's fucking cool. It's like a cool guys don't look at explosions moment, but instead of explosions, it's rubbles falling down onto your enemy. Cut back to Yuji where he asks Emo Boy about the theater incident, but he denies all the allegations because Frankenstein told him beforehand that he needs to be friendly with Jujutsu students when they approach him. Yuji lets his guard down because he just wants to have a friendly conversation with him. Pain sees the gay couple flirting, where his plan is coming to fruition. Then we see Emo Boy's hot single MILF mom passing by, and she invites Yuji to join them for dinner. On the other hand, Pain visited the sewers and saw that Frankenstein is still alive because of plot armor, and he's excited to explore the world and fight more strong people. We cut to Emo Boy's house where they ate some dinner and a gay friendship starts blooming. Or Yuji could just be flirting with a MILF, because that's what I would fucking do if I was in his situation right now.
Yeah!
After dinner, Emo Boy exposed Naruto for being a Jujutsu sorcerer, where he asks if he's going to kill yokais that have feelings. But Yuji won't kill them because he would feel guilty about it. Hours passed and the hot MILF woke up and saw Sukuna's finger, where she gets raw dogged by the yokai behind her. Oh fuck, I forgot this happened. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you kill an innocent hot MILF? Because there is no bigger protector other than me when it comes to hot single anime MILFs. Hashtag justice for hot anime MILFs. Anyway, Yuji and James Bond heard about the incident, and he told Yuji to keep watching over Emo Boy because there might be a time when he'll kill him. Then we see this flashback of Frankenstein manipulating Emo Boy by thinking that one of his bullies held a grudge against him, and they planted Sukuna's finger onto his mom so that he'll kill her. He goes on a revenge tour and is assisted by the Akatsuki clan, and they put this barrier to isolate the people inside. He confronts his bully by giving him AIDS.
I'm dying. Help me.
And Yuji arrives just in time to see what's happening. They start brawling where Emo Boy got cocked by Yuji, even though he has a jellyfish stand.
That's crass.
Yuji channeled his inner Naruto and used some talk no jutsu to calm Emo Boy down. Frankenstein shows up and immobilizes Yuji, and he told Emo Boy to run away, but he was like, nah, we cool here bro, he's one of my homies. Then he felt an evil aura on Frankenstein and he removed some of his chromosomes where he turned into a yokai. Breakfast! Yuji asked Sukuna for help where he'll do anything, but Sukuna realized that he forgot the pact and he refused. Emo Boy died and Yuji Falcon punched Frankenstein and he makes him bleed, but he's planning to lure out Sukuna and make him join their alliance. The epic fight scene continues and Frankenstein caught Yuji off guard and he poked holes around his body. Yuji counters by headbutting him over and over, but that was a fake body and he was about to get pegged. Luckily, Lloyd blocks the attack to save his ass. He asked him about the situation and was like, well, I hope you're okay. What's with the booger on his nose? Yeah, I just punched him earlier like how Anthony Joshua KO'd Jake Paul. Nanami tells him to keep attacking because he can't do any damage, and he'll be there to support him until they exorcise Frankenstein. But Frankenstein summons these yokai fetuses to see if Yuji has the courage to kill, but Yuji overcomes his fears by aborting all the fetuses. Frankenstein gets beaten up and uses domain expansion to corner Lloyd Forger as a last resort move. His life flashed before his eyes as he accepted death, and all he ever cared about is how to make money, where he invested all of his life savings in the Hokutoa coin, but he got caught in the pump and dump scam. Then Mizkif managed to infiltrate inside the domain expansion through brute force by using steroids. Frankenstein got caught in Mizkif's demon time zone, and he gets cucked by Sukuna because he doesn't like him. He received a critical hit where he transforms into the Michelin Man. Then Yuji used his resin gun move to stop him, but he deflated and escaped in the sewers.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Yuji passed out through exhaustion and multiple body damage. They returned back to the Jujutsu morgue and recovered all the dead bodies. Lloyd gave him some never give up advice, and Yuji gets motivated to become stronger. The next episode starts and we see the Akatsuki clan planning their next move again, and this time they don't care if they get killed by Sukuna, as long as curses like them can freely roam around the world. Meanwhile, in Jujutsu High School, they're preparing for the school tournament arc, and we meet the other exorcists in other schools. Gojo shows up and reveals that Yuji is still alive, and he pops up like a Kinder Egg surprise. Old man Genryusai was shocked about this revelation, and Kakashi keeps taunting him. We see both teams strategize, where Team Tokyo is still shell-shocked that Yuji is still alive. Then Megumi talks about the plan and says that when it comes to brute strength, Yuji will win. On the other hand, the Kyoto team is instructed by Genryusai to kill Yuji because he's Sukuna's vessel and he's a demon from hell.
Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon. She is a demon damned to hell.
But my boy Todo isn't up to this shit and eats out for an idol meeting, which is very based. But the remaining members will proceed with the plan. We got to Gojo talking to Hot MILF Sensei and says, hey, I think someone in the higher ups is an imposter. So will you please help me investigate because they won't think that you're too sus. The school tournament arc finally starts and Todo faces Yuji in a 1v1. He blows him away but not in the gay way, and he starts pounding his head in the tree. Yuji stands back up where Todo was impressed, and he asks him about the philosophical question of what type of women does he like. I like girls with glasses and thick ass. For example, kinda like Jennifer Lawrence. Then Todo starts daydreaming about him and Yuji being best friends if they were in a normal high school. What the fuck? That's so gay but kinda true. I mean, when you meet someone who's in the same wavelength of thinking as you, you'll immediately start vibing with that person. Okay, let's move on. The Kyoto team supports Todo and surrounds Yuji to complete their assassination mission. But Todo cock blocks them because he's gonna be the one who'll take down his best friend, and he told them to scram.
Get out!
As Team Kyoto leaves, they got ambushed by Team Tokyo because earlier Sasuke and Kung Fu Panda noticed that all of them are heading straight towards Yuji, and there's been too much hostility surrounding him ever since he came back, and maybe old man Genryusa is the one ordering them to kill him. Sasuke asks Neji here about the assassination, but he denies the allegations. Meanwhile, the UFC continues where Yuji uses chakra to boost his physical powers, but Todo stops the fight because he's using his techniques wrong, and he wants to help him get stronger because they're already best friends. What a great guy. This is why he's the best character in this anime. I mean, everyone needs a friend like Todo, man, who'll be there by your side when you're down and boost up your morale. Anyway, Todo continues on teaching Yuji on how to properly use curse energy. We cut to Nobara and Jack Black trying to trigger this lolly witch, but Robot from Invincible arrives to start a 2v2 fight. He takes on Jack Black, Kung Fu Panda, where they have a heart-to-heart talk, and we see post flashback being raised by Toguro and not his goose dad James Wong, and Toguro is also the one who taught him Kung Fu, not Shifu or Oogway.
My time has come. Whoever holds this long stick is gay.
What the fuck? What?
You were always my
Robot told him that he'll trade his powers for a normal body and maybe get some of Rexplode's DNA blood, and ask the Maulers for help on making a normal human body and transfer his consciousness onto that body. He uses his Frankie radical beam onto Poe, where he didn't dodge it because Nobara would get hit. Jack Black survives the blast and he turns into the Dragon Warrior. The epic fight scene continues and Robot hits Poe in his rib cage, but Poe lets him hit on purpose to grab his hand and make him go offline. Poe wins the fight and says that helping each other is what makes a person become the true Dragon Warrior. We jump to the next episode and see Hot Glasses Senpai and blue-haired Ino here in an epic 1v1, where Glasses Senpai managed to take Ino's sword by using her ninja skills. Meanwhile, Sakura and Lolly Witch are fighting while arguing about defending their teammates' struggles on becoming a ninja, where Lolly Witch was like, "Gun girl Temari grew up in the hood. Did you think that she had an easy life growing up? That's why she's always carrying a gun to defend herself against the police. At least she's rich and grew up in the city."
The nerve!
Nobara used her carpentry and voodoo skills to pin down the Lolly Witch, and she used a squeaky hammer toy to hit the Lolly's face and was about to finish her off, but Temari shoots Nobara down Lincoln style.
Target neutralized.
Bullshit. There's no fucking way you could snipe someone with a revolver that far. I mean, sure, she used some magic to boost the bullet. Whatever, let's continue. Mai calls Lolly Witch and says to continue on searching for the curses. Then Hot Glasses Senpai finds her and the twin Minch starts fighting. We see their flashback being labeled in their family as unlucky because they don't possess any curse powers.
Beta!
Then one day, Maki told their dad, Mr. Raikage here, that she's leaving the family and she'll come back to take his throne. We snap back to reality where the 1v1 continued, and Mai always admired Maki's strength to persevere. She managed to catch Maki off guard because her curse power is creating, and she can create 1 bullet per day. But Maki caught the bullet with her bare hands and subdued her. Then they have some more sister heart-to-heart talk and we cut to the next episode. Then we see Sasuke and Itachi fighting and he uses his Sharingan to overpower him with his strength. Meanwhile, Mouth Breather Ninja Man here puts Miwa to sleep using his voice curse, and he encounters the yokai who saved Volcano Head. Then we see the Akatsuki clan invading the school grounds. Back to the higher ups and suddenly all the yokais got exorcised. Kakashi and everyone assume that someone invaded their barriers and proceeds to raise the security levels to DEFCON 2. Back to Sasuke and Itachi where Sasuke blows him using his elephant Pokemon technique, and they see this giant root where Mouth Breather Ninja Man told them to run.
Run, bitch! Run!
We see Johnny Sincere putting a barrier to trap the students inside. Gojo tries to touch it but he gets denied. But Hot MILF Teacher here can enter, which means they made this barrier only for Gojo. Hot Teacher and Genryusai went inside and they were greeted by Johnny Sins. And Genryusai brings out his electric guitar, which is so badass. Imagine if Slash from Guns N' Roses is secretly exorcising demons during their concerts. Man, I would love Axl Rose to sing Welcome to the Jungle and scream right in my face to remove the evil spirits inside me.
The power of
Anyway, we jump back to the trio and they faced Root Rock Reggae Yokai here because it wants the world to heal from global warming because that's what Greta, his lord and savior, said.
How dare you!
The trio runs away while using their skills to buy some time until backup arrives. Then Maki joins the fight where she and Sasuke tag team to fight this trans yokai here. And I'm calling this yokai trans because listen to this voice.
確かにこれはいいもの。
She sounds like a woman but trapped in a man's body. Like, look at that body. Okay, let's continue. Still, the pair got cocked by the trans yokai, but it was enough to buy some time for Todo and Yuji to tag in. Jack Black gets the pair out of the battle, and before the fight, Todo told Yuji that he ain't helping him unless he learns how to use his new Black Rasengan skills. Yuji fights the trans 1v1 where he carelessly used his new skills. Todo slapped him because that's not the proper way to use it. Yuji tried it again and he was successful. Todo commends him and he finally joins the fight. The trans yokai also revealed his or her powered up gunning arm to take them down. The pair noticed this huge power up and Todo decides to go all out.
It's showtime!
Transplant yokai attacked Todo and was about to peg him, but he used his swap abilities to switch places. His skills are just like Minato's, but he's just a badass version of him. I mean, Minato's pretty cool and all, but with his limited screen time, I don't think he's close to Todo. That's just my opinion. Subscribe and roast me in the comments for this hot take. Anyway, the pair synchronize their attacks to slowly wear down the trans yokai. It uses its plant curse sucking technique, but Todo realized how it works and dispelled his curse energy to prevent the plant skill from sticking.
Big brain!
They kept fighting where Todo lured the transplant back to the river, where he swapped Yuji with Maki's special grade weapon and proceeds to beat the shit out of him, but it didn't affect the trans because they suck out the life force of the plants around to recover. It was about to use its domain expansion technique, but Gojo dispelled it using his Rinnegan Ice. Meanwhile, Genryusai is playing the solo of Through the Fire and Flames. Then the barrier disappears and Gojo starts immobilizing Johnny Sins first so that they can interrogate him. Then he uses his cursed boss technique to try on stopping the trans from escaping, and it caused
A lot of damage!
He gets the job done and we see Frankenstein retrieving one of Sukuna's fingers. The Akatsuki goes underground and Frankenstein picks up the trans yokai, and its gunning arm got caught by Kakashi's Chidori. Meanwhile, the teachers gathered and received the reports that 6 of Sukuna's fingers and special grade curse items had been stolen. But they don't have to worry about that now and just be glad that they're all safe. And we see this filler moment to continue the tournament arc where they played baseball and Team Tokyo won. We cut to the next episode and see Team 7 going on a mission to investigate the murder of 3 people. They head to Sasuke's old middle school where the staff still knows him. They ask this old man for some info of the people who died, and he says, "Oh yeah, those people died in the same way. I heard that they were taking fentanyl like a true American junkie." And after that, they decided to do a bungee jumping activity on the nearby bridge without using ropes. Team 7 investigated the area but found nothing.
I hope you're hungry. For nothing.
As they talk, side character Elvis Presley here brought his sister because she's Megumi's old classmate. He asked her about the recent deaths and she replied, "Yeah, I heard they died and all because we recently did an orgy along with your sister. They were also trying to invite us to go to Didi's party but we refused. And after they died, the front door of our store starts opening by itself. And I don't want to be part of a paranormal activity anime remake, so please help me." Cute driver here reassured her that it was just all a coincidence. And they're trying to get some more info because she's currently studying engineering to be a part of Operation Paperclip and work on a new nuclear weapon for the Americans. Team 7 decides to exorcise this yokai immediately because his bedridden sister's life is on the line. They found the yokai and got trapped inside its mini domain expansion. This fat-ass yokai suddenly arrives and Yuji decides to fight it 1v1. The fight starts and Yuji shows the fat yokai how strong he is. Meanwhile, the pair played a game of whack-a-mole to exorcise the ghost. Suddenly, someone pulled out Sakura out of the fight, and the fat-ass demon Yuji was fighting followed them. Megumi told Yuji to follow them and save Nobara. We see the yokai who pulled out Sakura and it's definitely a JoJo character. Like, look at him. You're telling me this guy could not fit as a character in any parts of JoJo? Come on, I wasn't born yesterday. Anyway, the JoJo character told Nobara that they're here for Sukuna's fingers. On the other hand, Sasuke continues playing whack-a-mole until he exorcised the last mole. Then the real body of the yokai shows up and it starts beating the shit out of Megumi where it knocked him out.
KO!
He wakes up and uses his incomplete domain expansion and proceeds to exorcise the S-tier yokai and retrieve Sukuna's finger.
Complete!
He gets back to the real world and passed out, and Sukuna got an erection after seeing Megumi got stronger. Nobara and the JoJo character notice Sukuna's fingers. Then Yuji shows up and sees the back of the JoJo character, where he gets triggered and the tag team battle starts. He really is a JoJo character, and his stand is literally Cheap Trick from part 4, where Rohan tried to hide his back from other people in that episode. Anyway, the yokai brothers used their blood decaying powers and the pair ran away. way. But they still got caught up by their skills. Then Nobara used her big and beautiful brain, where she used her voodoo curse onto the pair by using their blood, and she says, "Let's play a game of chicken, shall we? And see who gives up or die first." Damn, this is why she's a waifu and miles away ahead of Sakura. Because Sakura could never be this badass and do this shit. And she'll always think about Sasuke going hinge deep into her wet minge. Okay, let's move forward. Team 7 strikes back, and with their synergy, gay yokai Jojo's character released his curse power after seeing his brother struggling. And the pair took this opportunity to deliver a fatal blow. Nobara noticed that the yokai isn't getting exorcised. Then a truck passed by where they almost got isekai, and gay Jojo character took this opportunity to escape. But Yuji chased him because he's fast as fuck like Keemstar.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
Nobara used her voodoo doll skills onto his leftover arm and strikes his heart. Then Yuji finished him off using his Falcon Punch Rasengan. The Akatsuki clan noticed about the yokai's death, and they got excited about this news. The pair heads back where Yuji is not satisfied about killing people, but he's glad that they made it out alive. They see Megumi with Sukuna's finger. He gives the finger to Yuji and told him not to eat it, but Sukuna moved his mouth in Yuji's palm and ate the finger.
Yummy.
We see them going back to their miserable daily lives. Then we see Todo and this hot MILF recommending Team Tokyo to be promoted as first grade exorcists. And that's the end of the anime. This anime gets an Insidious out of a Conjuring.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
Skinny penis.